Okay, round 5. Limited power. I don't think I've played against limited power yet. And the bot does not seem to know what they're playing. They played Isildur. They played Isildur a bunch. Though, well, it was quite a while ago. Like 7 or 8 months ago. Though the version of Isildur looks almost the same as it does now. So it's very possible they still play that. Especially in the 4-0 bracket. My hand is pretty strong there, assuming I find a white source, but pretty awful there if I don't find a white source. I think this is like barely a keep, especially if I'm expecting my opponent to be on Derver, then these better creatures are supposed to be amazing. And by supposed to mean be, I mean they're going to be amazing. Yeah, looks like it. But yeah, my hand is a little slow, kind of weak to getting ninja'd. If they go for turn 1 Fairy Miscreant, turn 2 Ninja. Still think I'm willing to Vial here to make my land drop. Especially, yeah, white source is amazing. Now I can turn to Skyfisher into Spellstutter. If they keep mana open, then Galvanic Blast to Spellstutter so it resolves. Then I only get hosted by my opponent having a Daze. Okay, then my Skyfisher just naturally resolves. That's also nice for me. Preordain off of the reveal. Still need a second white source, of course. At least eventually. But now I have kind of a stable board position where they need to play red source and then bolt it, and that's kind of a tempo loss for them. Well, not really. Sure. Still not attacking me for much, and if they ninja into my Galvanic Bestiary, it's pretty nice for me. Well, the Augur being reused is bad for me in the long run. Really comes down to me finding that second white source. My mana here is really awkward because I want to cycle this then cast Glinthawk, but then my opponent can Spellstutter my Vial, and if I play the red source first, they can stop the Spellstutter, but then I can't put a tapped white source onto the board for next turn. Damn it. I'm 4-0 so far, Ocean Pass. Yeah, I think I'll try and make sure this resolves. I mean, they can counter spells, but I have no problems with that whatsoever. Now they can Spellstutter my Glinthawk regardless. Yeah, that's not great. If this resolves, it fixes my better creature for next turn. That would be pretty amazing, though. Then if I make it my second spell of the turn and I tap out for it, my opponent is very likely to Spellstutter. My spot here is pretty terrible. Can run this into Spellstutter, just hope they don't have it. That's pretty unlikely. Or I can just pass with Galvanic Blast open. Don't like my position here at all. Kind of just have to hope I naturally draw an untapped white source, and or they don't have a Spellstutter. Yeah, easiest Spellstutter of their life. What? Okay. That is amazing for me, because that both means they don't have a Spellstutter and they're willing to counter this, which I'm very happy about. Okay, that worked out a lot better than I had hoped. Then I had expected for sure, but also better than I had even, like, better than I could have possibly expected it would have worked out. Come on, planes. Oh, it is a white source, and I get the ninja off of the board. Still not amazing for me here that they got the ninja hit, they get another draw off of the miscreant, and they have their counter magic back up in time for them to deal with my better screech, but kinda regaining board position. My mana problems are solved. Yeah, not that bad. Worked out a lot better than I would have expected. The only card we still know about in their hand is Fairy Miscreant now, because they played this Preordain that they had previously revealed. Okay, so they had like 3 more draw steps to find a spell stutter after confirmed not having one in the previous, like 2 turns ago. Scrat is alright with me. Counterspell, I guess spell stutter is not even that bad for me. Counterspell would be pretty bad. Play this into spell stutter on purpose. They don't want to. I mean, they can still not have it, or they don't want to, both of which makes some sense. Sure. If they don't have Spellstar, I think I'm shooting this down so it doesn't threaten to attack me and threaten Ninja. Because these two I can just block. No, what the hell? Okay. That's pretty strange. Why would you not Spellstar the Thraben Inspector there for free? Huh. I mean... No, I don't get it. I mean, I could have done this on their upkeep, maybe that was slightly better. So that if they Spellstar down in the upkeep, I'm not taking as much damage, but that was pretty strange. And it's not even like a play that would make me expect that they're ghosting me, because even if they have full information about my hand, it makes not that much sense. I think I'm kind of priced into blocking, but I do also kind of want these tokens around for the flashback. Let's see if I make like no blocks, or like 1 block. Let's say 1 block. This resolves flash. No, if I make no blocks, I can go double flashback. I have like a huge board, but I'm also taking a ton of damage that way. So I would cast this, get 4 tokens, tap 3, get 2 more, tap 3, get 2 more. Then I have 2 back on defense, and a total of 6. No, a total of 8. Yeah, total of 8. He has counterspell in hand. Oh yeah, he has counterspell in hand for sure. Yeah. From this reveal. Yeah, I think I just have to do this and split this so that they can't ninja the spell stutter, and leaving the miscreant alone leaves it not that bad of a bounce, but yeah, I'm pretty bad position here. God damn it. I was just kind of too slow in the early game, and now I'm flooding out. Like at first I was mana screwed, then I'm flooding out, the typical dynamic. Better screech into their counterspell isn't that great, but like not better screeching is also not that great. I don't know. I think I'll sack a clue and see if I can draw a reactive card that I can cast on my opponent's turn. That is a reactive card that I have to cast on my turn. Also not that great. If they have second spell start now, I'm super screwed. Ah, god damn it. Yeah, this game has just been going awful from beginning to end. I kept kind of a sketchy hand, so... Yeah, the blocks definitely help. But I'm super dead here, I think. Don't really have any outs. Because there's no electricity in my deck. And the Betis Screech resolving is like my only out. This doesn't even help that much. And they just counterspell whatever I do. God damn it. Yeah, the second looting didn't even help. I just had to discard it. Kind of just tilting off because I'm very dead. Yeah, I definitely couldn't afford to cast a second looting, but then also I kind of can't do anything if I don't cast a second looting, so... Yeah. Yeah, this matchup's rough. I mean, it's a very good matchup, but it's rough sometimes. When you lose, it definitely feels pretty awful. Because the way that you lose is always you getting like all of your spells countered and spell stuttered, and you end up in weird spots where you have to play into spell stutter when you don't really want to. I don't think I want to be too bold flooded because it only kills like their 1/1s, but sometimes I brought these in for Spire Golem, but blue-red has like fewer Spire Golems, even if they have some in their sideboard. Most likely they just have none. And like these are pretty medium, but deal with Stormbound Geist. So I think I'll try this, though. Like even Prismatic Strands can be okay when you're protecting your Betis Screech from electricity, but I think if my opponent has electricity in their deck, that's going to be helpful to me on average. Oh god. I think this is a hand that you have to keep, but it's pretty easy for this to go wrong as well. I think I'm already like not slight, but like an underdog with this hand, but it's like a little bit better of a win rate than an average 6-card hand would be. Because at least I'm making all my land drops, cycling through some stuff, killing some early creatures. Yeah, I think it has to be something that you keep, but I would prefer a lot of different hands to this. Okay, let's go though. Basically anything that is not Stormbound Geist is not that threatening to me either though. I guess Orgraf Ballers is pretty good against this hand. This is the type of hand I would love to see a Delver of Secrets with. Well, not on turn 1 maybe, but in the mid game. Though I always love to see a Delver of Secrets with this deck on the opposing side of the field. I don't think I wanted to cycle yet. I mean, I could have cycled this, but I'm not certain I want to yet. And I will likely end up getting an opportunity to cycle soon after anyways. fine with them casting counterspell. Also fine with them not casting counterspell, so kind of a good prism regardless. Their best line of play is probably like end of turn spells that are untap ninja and hit me, but even that is not that good for not that bad for me. I just play the secluded step tapped, then like untap Galvanic Blast, the ninja keep cycling. Seems alright with me. I could theoretically play around the ninja by playing like my planes and okay. Then that's not a possibility. I was gonna say playing like the planes and have red mana open off of Prism, but now there's no threat of ninja and also I have no red fixing, so it doesn't work and it doesn't have to work. God damn it. I mean, I can double blast it down to get rid of it, but it does 2 for 1 me here already, which is unfortunate. Probably still better to do that than let my opponent protect it at a later point. Right, oh no, wait. Yeah, don't. No, I guess the second one just can't deal. The second one can't deal 3 damage yet, so can't do that. Yeah, with the serrated arrows is not a good plan. You can use an infinite amount of serrated arrows counters and you're never going to get this off of the board. Making it into 1/1 is occasionally useful, then you can ignore it for a while. Also, just killing the front side with 2 arrow counters and then shooting the back side down with Galvanic Blast is a plan that you can occasionally do, but usually your serrated arrows counters are worth more than that. And also I can just keep ignoring it for a while. No, that's not how it works. Vegi streams MTG, that's not how it works at all. It comes back if it doesn't have a +1/+1 counter. Like serrated arrows and Stormbound guys together are actually a combo. Yeah, against Persist that would help. Here, actually the combo is, which happens in Tireless Tribe, if you have a Stormbound guest with a +1/+1 counter on it, and it's about to die, you can give it the -1/-1 counter, they cancel out and it comes back, instead of not coming back. Blast first, then arrows. No, that's even worse. Maybe that's correct. Yeah, I think that works, but only if I have a non-Metalcraft Blast. With a Metalcraft Blast, that doesn't work. Yeah. With if I do 2 damage to it and then -1/-1 counter, that works. Which is what Kung Fu Tree meant. Okay. This looks pretty good for me, though. They likely try to spell starter or counterspell here, and then I can follow up with Second Blast and then resolve Skyfisher, and all of that is pretty great for me. Yeah. I mean, I could have theoretically tried to resolve arrows already, but then they can just counterspell the arrows and I'm in a pretty bad spot. I don't know. Maybe the arrows was a slight bit better. Now this turn is pretty clean. Worked out pretty nicely for me. Yeah, it does sound pretty risky to do that on Modo. That is also true. Even if you are confident in how it works in the real world, it's not necessarily going to work the correct way on Magic Online. Well, that is my best card for the Stormbound Geist. But I think I want to cast both Serrated Arrows and Journey to Nowhere on the same turn to make my opponent's counterspell as awkward as possible. Now I think 1 arrows counter and a blast is alright to deal with Stormbound guys. I don't know. I mean, if it's a 3/3 already, then most of the time you can just Galvanic Blast it for 4 damage anyway, so the arrows counter doesn't really add anything there. You're just being unnecessarily fancy in that situation. Okay, they have pretty much a guaranteed hit here after pondering. Preordained, sure. Interesting attack. Oh, scrapped. Okay, then it's not an interesting attack, just a pretty straightforward attack. Sure. So they have preordained 2 unknowns. I think I'll actually Galvanic. Wait, no, I thought I was F6 or something. I think I'll Galvanic Blast into. No, this Galvanic Blast doesn't really work for me. Because they wouldn't fight over it, I assume. I could Galvanic Blast the Augur. Are they gonna fight over that? I presume they're not. Maybe they are. I just want them to spell stutter me, basically. What's the idea of Galvanic Blasting? Yeah, I think so. I think I'll try it. Because if they spell stutter, I just go like arrows, shoot your spell stutter, journey, exile your Stormbound guys, get wrecked. Yeah, definitely the attack after, like Scrat after attack is a little bit sketchy. They wanted to play around the Alchemist Vial, because if they show me their intention to Scrat, then maybe I use Vial. But I wouldn't have used Vial even if I had known. And probably using the Vial was also a mistake, so they should have just tried and bait me into the mistake. Yeah, probably the arrows is worth a little bit less than journeying this, but they're both pretty amazing. So it's difficult to decide between the two, because this getting counterspell pretty much every time. Like, serrated arrows is a huge game against them, but making sure that I get this like difficult to deal with threat off of the board is also pretty important. I'm not sure there. Now I'm more weak to like spell stutter sprites in the top deck war. If I draw more 1-drops like Lintox or something into their spell stutter, it's not that great, but I get a lot more time to develop my cantrips. Okay, that's pretty decent for that exact spell stutter reason, and that is my best card in the top deck war. At least, not yet that great, but it is one of my best, most game winning cards at some point. One of my game plans. Spell stutter EOT, interesting. So they're really just trying to ninja me. Can Vial to stop that? Is that worth it? No. Probably not. Probably just let them ninja me, even though that's also awkward. I mean, I could have Electricate end of turn, but then I just run into like everything. Second spell stutter. Any counters like Dispel, Hydroblast. I think I want more than 1-for-1 out of this Electricity, especially if the second spell stutter would have stopped the 1-for-1 from happening in the first place. Man, more creatures would be amazing to fuel this Reaping the Graves. Well, that's a dead creature at least. But I don't really want to just get 2 things back. Probably have to get this off of the board though. I have Dispel's super bad for me, or Hydroblast, I guess. They have like second start. Okay, that worked. Nice, then I kind of like my spot. Probably still not getting 2 things back. I would rather draw like a Skyfisher of my own, have it countered, and then get 3 things back, because like their counter already adds to the storm count. Glinthawk would be amazing. Oh, god damn it. Well, holding that for faithless looting reasons, but yeah, I really need to draw a creature before they do. Because counter magic is not really a concern then. Their hand is probably full of like Hydroblasts and Dispels and all of that now. Maybe should have even held this as well. I don't know, I need some amount of lands in play to make the Reaping the Grave strong so that I can like replay all my stuff on the turn that I get my creatures back. They would probably be hard casting Gushes if they had any. So that should probably not be in their hand. More counter spells are like an obvious thing that they can have. More red spells. Not certain if they would. No, probably wouldn't hold on to. No, like single spells so that they would definitely hold on to. Unsure if they would play like 1 if they have 2 in hand. Yeah, there we go. I think that's good enough value for me. Even though 6 cards in hand for my opponent is pretty scary. They can still counter some of these. Try like dispel the copies. But it is a 3-for-1 now, and it's threatening to get some 2-for-1s back from the graveyard as well. Well, so I traded for. I probably don't want to run this into Spellstutter still though. Yeah, let's play one of the lands and Prism, just for mana efficiency, even though that makes my Faithless Looting a little worse. So we traded for Counterspell, Scrat, with Core Skyfisher and Reaping Graves, and we still have a Thraben Inspector and a card draw out of it. So it was like a 5-for-1. 5-for-2. I spent these 2 cards and got 5 cards out of the deal. Not that bad. Opponent's still keeping up in terms of card advantage, because they have like a lower land count at the moment, and they went Gush into Augur. And Stormbound Geist. Need some Pyroblast to fight over the counter spells that they want to answer my journey with. Wait, no. I wanted to do this first. Okay, it worked. That is nice. Though they can like bolt in response. Then I just bolt it after it comes back. Seems alright with me. Sure. Because I can deal with Spellstutter as well. So unless they like Hydroblast or Dispel this bolt of mine, it should be alright. Hydroblast is bad for me. Now I get to resolve all the stuff that's like weak to Spellstutter, but they have this still on the board until I find another bolt type effect, so that's pretty annoying. Once again, in that spot where I really want to find a looting. Yeah, as someone in the chat said, how does anyone ever play this deck without looting? Also, my time situation is not that great, considering I still have to win 2 more games, though. Sure. Now they're finally forced into making more land drops than they really feel comfortable with as well. Okay, stopping this attack, both for ninja reasons and because I want to preserve my life total a little bit. I guess they bolt and then ninja, or what is happening here? Sure. I mean, it's pretty bad for me, but actually one of the worst things that could have happened to me. But I don't think I can play around that 2-card combo out of their 3-card hand. And yeah, looting should just like insta-win again, but pretty rough that they fought through the 3-4-1 Reaping the Graves, because their hand was so strong and then their follow-up was like double card advantage right away. Oh my fucking god. Unreal. They miss on Augur, that's pretty good. Should keep better track of these. I constantly remove them and they're no longer up to date. Yeah, I'm never sure. Like, I bored out one Faith Azure in this matchup because it's very weak to Spellstutter Sprite and you don't want to run multiple into Spellstutter Sprite in the mid game when it's difficult to babysit them. But definitely when these types of draws happen, I curse myself for doing that. Yeah, I mean, I have one of the best decks in the format at beating Delver. I think I'm like a huge favorite in the matchup, but whenever we do lose this matchup, it's because our draw is completely uncooperative, so that makes it even more painful to lose in that way, because I know that if my draw was any better, my opponent would just get obliterated. Yeah, now 4-1.